It's a good thing that this review won't take very long.
So, hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, so this is the review for our unit test that you will have tomorrow for Unit 2B. So we're going to go over a few things real quickly, and then you'll have the rest of class to work on your own. This review itself, my part of this review, will be 15 minutes or so, okay? And then you'll have time to work on your own on this. Okay, now, because I think, no, there's one. This first page right here is talking about piecewise defined functions. Now, a piecewise function is when you have multiple equations that make one function. Okay? So, in this case, they have y equals 2x, and they have y equals x minus 1, but we're just using part of this one and part of that one. It looks like this on a graph. So this one, that equation is y equals x minus 1, and we're only using the x is greater than 2 part of that. This one is the y equals 2x, but we're only using the x is less than 2 part of that. And that's what a piecewise defined function is. Okay? Now, important information you need to know. These are called constraints. You need to know that. On your test tomorrow, you're going to be asked some stuff about these, and you need to know that that's what they're called. Now, this gives you a full-on explanation right here of this example, but we're going to do one together. Now, before we do this, I want to tell you straight up, for some reason, they put these equations on this, and the equations do not fit the graphs. We're going to make the first one work. The second one, you just can't graph it on there. Like, it wouldn't even be on there, part of it. One of the pieces wouldn't even be on the graph. That's why I gave y'all this. So that if you want to practice, you can graph it on that. Okay? Okay, so I feel like I have this way too high. So if we're doing this, remember that this part right here, f of x, that's a y, right? And so this is y equals x plus 2, but only when x is less than 0. So y equals x plus 2, I'm going to use a pencil. Y'all don't graph this whole thing yet. Wait till I have it done, okay? So if we were to graph this equation, our y-intercept is 2, right? And our slope is 1. So we would go up 1 over 1, like so, right? And then we would have this line. Now, like I said, don't graph this. I just want y'all to see what it looks like. We would have this line right here. But we're not using the whole line. Yes, sir. On your study guide? No. On your test, I would prefer nice lines.
Are you gonna lie?
Yes. No. That's a good question, though. Thank you for asking that. So remember, this is an equal sign. And so y equals x plus 2 is not an inequality. This x is less than 0, where you're getting that dotted line idea from, is telling you that we're only going to use That part. We're not using any of this over here. X has to be less than 0. So we go to where X is 0. Now, what it does tell us is that's an open circle because we don't have the or equal to underneath there. That was an excellent question, though. Does everybody understand that? Okay. Then we have this next part. Y equals 2x plus 5. My brain just left me. Y equals 2x plus 5. But for this part, I'm going to show you a different strategy for doing it. In that one, we graph the whole thing and then erase what we didn't need. In this one, thank you, sir. In this one, we are going to put our limits down first, and then we are going to graph the portion that fits within the limits. So this says that X is greater than or equal to 0. X is greater than or equal to 0. So that would be, I'm going to grab a colored marker, y'all. Okay, come back to me. So, greater than or equal to 0, that would be this line right here, right? And then it says that X is less than or equal to 2. So, that would be this line right here, right? So, we are only going to use the part of the line that fits between those two lines right there. Those are constraints that say, here is the graph, but you're only using this part, right? So our equation is 2x plus 5. So our y-intercept, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's our y-intercept, right? And it is or equal to 0, so that can be a solid line right there. Okay. And then our slope is 2. Remember, that's 2 over 1. Normally, we would go up 2 over 1, but we don't have any graphs, so we're going to go down 2 in this way, right? This is the one I was talking about doesn't fit on here. So here's where what our line looks like. And we're just going to extend it out here just so that y'all can see where it would be if it fit. About what? About, I mean, what? You don't know how to graph a line?
No.
Okay, so that wasn't it. So don't tell me you don't get it. Tell me specifically, what do you not get? What about what we're talking about you don't get? Because I know you know how to graph a line. You don't understand the constraints? X has to be greater than 2 or less than 0 or whatever.
Yeah, but Lord, I want to start. Yeah.
Okay, let's start over. Here's the thing, though. I will start this over. I will start this over because you're struggling with this. But we're not changing the test. Because 4th period didn't have any problem. 6th period didn't have any problem. Okay? So, I'm not sure why we're having trouble or what's going on. But this is something we've already learned. This is not new. This is just something I'm teaching you for the first time today. We did this. We had a few less people last night than what we had Saturday.
Because Russell said like I had stuff down there like before this
We had some of our volunteers that worked last night. Their behavior was not what it was.
I think there was only one problem on the practice day.
And it went good.
Every other problem. Two grand?
I think it's close to that.
That's crazy. That's good.
Yeah, we have a few expenses that have to be filled out first.
Hey, how
But,
much? Why?
What?
Hey, how much? Like a lot?
Different, yeah, like that black paper, that black, plastic and stuff, it's very expensive, so. Like, and I'm not asking to be paid back for the decor and stuff I bought, but like $120 worth of black plastic, that's kind of, that's pretty pricey, so. Okay, let's try this again, my sweet babies. Yeah, Miss Russell's done told me she ain't helping next year. It's a lot of work.
That was a lot
It
of
was a lot of work. Huh? There's a box in the cabinet that says ruler. If you'll get that box out, people can get them a ruler if they want one. You better hurry. In this first cabinet right here. Nope, not the drawer in the cabinet. Below it. There's a box with a blue lid. No, but see, this is how it feels to be a teacher. Nobody replies to you at all. And then all of a sudden, nobody's got what they need, and they all want you right then. No, he said, does anybody want a ruler? And nobody replied. Well, Naomi sort of raised her hand a little bit. Did it hurt when it happened?
this is the only part and it just won't come off. So when it snapped like right above. It hurt ripping it off. Ripping the top off.
Donovan, thank you so much. Okay, I really need to wait for Maddie since she's the one that had like the meltdown and said she didn't know what he's doing. And now she's taken off and went to the bathroom. I should have. I should have said, no, you're going to have to hold it, chick. I mean, she might have, but I will say she's never thrown a fit on me, so I'm not sure. Yeah, we talking all kinds of smack about you, Maddie. Okay. I'm going to do two things here. All right? So, first of all, we're going to talk about if these were just linear functions. So, if these were just each individual linear functions, they would look like this, right? And we would graph each one of these. And I'm going to do that, but I don't want you to. Okay? I want you just to watch me for just a minute. So, I think sometimes when we get confused is when you're trying to do what I'm doing when I'm doing it. And so you miss stuff. So I just want you to watch what's going on. So if I were to graph these three functions right here, so we've got one is y equals x plus 2. So we would graph our y-intercept of 2, up 1 over 1 is our slope, right? And so this line would look like this. If we were talking about this whole line, that's it right there. And then we have y equals 2x plus 5. So our y-intercept is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our slope is 2 over 1. 2 over 1 up 2 over 1. And so this line if we were graphing the whole thing, this line would look like this. Okay? I can't get this up high enough, but can y'all see what that's supposed to look like? Oh, maybe I have this zoomed in or something. Hang on. Nope, I don't have it zoomed in. I just can't get it up high enough. Okay. And then our last one was negative x plus 1. So y-intercept of 1. Slope is negative 1. So it looks like that. However, this was not each individual equations. This was a piecewise defined function, which means we have one function, but that function is made up of pieces of different functions. So we're going to use a piece of this one, a piece of this one, a piece of this one. We're just using pieces of each one of them. That's the whole point of a piecewise defined function. We're just using pieces. So on our paper where it says if x is less than 0, that means we're only going to use the part of the line where x is less than 0. So if we go to our line that I drew the whole dang thing on, that's this line right here, right? We're only going to use this part from here this way. We're only using that part. We are not using this part of that line. Because in this part of that line, x is greater than 0. And we're just using the part where x is less than 0. That's it. Just that part. Okay? On that next one, it said that x was greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0, but less than or equal to 2. So for that part, we're going to start where x is 0, which is here. But then when we get to x being 2, we got to stop. So we're going to start here, but we're going to stop right there. And that's all of the line that we're using. We're not going to use any of the rest of this line in either direction. None of it. We're only using that part that I made red. That's it. And then that last one, it said x is greater than 2. Right? X is greater than 2. So that means for that one, we're only going to use where x is 2 from here this way. Because that's where x is greater than 2. And we don't use any of the rest of this line. Any of this. Gone. We're only using that part. Does that make sense? Okay? That's what those constraints are doing. Those constraints are telling you what part of the line you can use. The equation part, if you look at this, The equation is y equals negative x minus 4. But it's telling you that x has to be less than negative 7. So you're only going to use the part of the line where x is less than negative 7. So you start at negative 7 and go that way. Right? And then you have y equals 5x minus 1. But x has to be greater than negative 7 or less than 0. So you're only going to use that part. Y'all see? And then this one right here, y equals 2x plus 1. But x has to be greater than 0. So you're starting at 0 and going that way. Okay? Y'all think y'all got that? Can we try number 2? Yep. Now, number 2 sure won't fit on that graph right there. Just so y'all know. It's all kinds of messed up. Y'all try number 2. Let's see if y'all can get it. What time is it, y'all? Same. Elizabeth, why did y'all move to the Queen? Why did you and your husband move to the Queen? Oh. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't really have a say. We know anything about moving to Africa, but they didn't have any housing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, one of the players who was the cousins in the house, and they had a baby as a cousin, and he was
Mm-hmm. 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 It's hard dealing with one of my godsons is bipolar, so I know what that's like. It's very difficult. It's a difficult thing to deal with. You're awfully young to be dealing with all that I said you're awful young to be dealing with all that. Mm-hmm. So your husband worked in the Queen when y'all lived? Where did y'all live at? Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. Gotcha. I was just wondering. It's none of my business. And if I ask questions that are not my business, you can tell me that. Okay. Okay. Y'all ready to look at some more stuff? I know. We got to look at a few more things real quick. There's just a couple of things I want to make sure I tell you. I am so tired. Jordan come in last period. Miss Martin, I'm so tired. I was like, I know. From laying in that chair weird?
Yeah, like I could have just been to go.
I tell you what, Deontay was the best person at that I've ever seen. Like, she literally looked like a dead person in a chair. No, I'm going to check his, but I'm not going to look at your paper. Yeah.
She had picked herself up. She was gonna look at you.
charm part to it. Should do it, Jeff. Huh? Dang it, alright, but you see me if I kiss it like that didn't don't get kicked. Huh? Do what? Don't get kicked in. Already failed, bro. I'm already out. Down for the count, though. Gone. Are y'all still gonna do Detroit in December?
Alright. They left yet.
Okay. No, I'm not lying.
Oh, sweet.
I'm not lying. Now. Oh, we're gonna.
Oh. Alright. Total
Oh, come here, one more.
Total farted all over.
Okay, that's cool. I won't be done.
Oh, what? Oh, what? I watched my drunk uncle get my great grandma on that.
Hey, bro, get over here.
At a wedding.
What if I just do like, no, over here, we're partners.
Or something.
Alright, I'm gonna do, I got an idea. We're drawing it today. So, what I was thinking was, do, alright,
Did you
green person,
did you read the
green
policy?
chicken, green person,
I read it actually. You read it?
dog,
Me and Dylan.
green person.
I don't know. You check on your reading.
Huh?
Okay, we need to work on our charms drawings, okay? So, that's what we're doing in here today. So you need to get your engineering notebook out. Now, please listen to me. Y'all listening?
Sorry, it's kind of hot.
Now, your
This one is drunk.
I'm not. Sometimes my brain and my mouth just do not communicate to each other.
This one's smoke crack.
Nope, definitely not. Let me try it again, though. Your drawing needs to be detailed and with dimensions before you ever get infusion. Because when you get infusion, you're going to be figuring out how to create, right?
What's the limit on size?
2.5 inches is your largest diameter. Now it could be 2.5 by 2.5 by 2.5,
Okay,
but 2.5 dimensions is your largest diameter.
we'll do that.
Now I also want to warn you again, planning for it to be a 2-dimensional shape that you just extrude to make 3 dimensions. That's not what this is about. Okay? This isn't about creating a 2-dimensional design that you just make deep. That's not what we're talking about. Alright? It needs to be something that's 3-dimensional. Put me in there.
Well, Ronnie, when I have a cup,
Is there something wrong with what?
Ronnie,
No.
can I have a
No, there's something wrong with being weird. So,
I was in my
Look at the no, that is not what I said. That is what I said. No. No, didn't say that either. I didn't say create Mexican. I didn't say create live. And we're being weird.
I've been charging people, but I don't know.
Robbie, what are those? Cups?
Taylor left.
For what?
Band.
Yeah, I got them from Ben.
Are they just styrofoam?
Yeah, they're just like new when you got them, like they have a twisted thing on top.
Well, no, they didn't.
Oh, so somebody
These,
could
those were from yesterday. Yeah.
What do they have on them?
So they're not like
Nothing.
they're not like lace.
We got in trouble for
Chick-fil-A?
teacher, he got in trouble with
Quit looking at your crotch,
they thought he
Brandon.
was drinking alcohol. Yeah, but it was Sprite.
Hey, can I get 2 styrofoam
You
cups?
done your drawing already?
Hey, Ronnie,
Get up
Ronnie,
there,
can I get 2
get up
styrofoam cups?
Hey, the plan is we go to Fusion, we go get on Fusion tomorrow, but only if your drawings are done. If your drawings aren't done, we cannot go start designing.
Ronnie, you know your story that just happened in my math class?
Sure.
I was in math class and I had one of those cups and it had Sprite in it. And then my teacher confiscated it. The faulty got it was clean. She thought so. And it was just Sprite and like it had. Robert, you have the waffle.
Okay. I wasn't there, so I don't know anything. However,
Were you drinking what?
it is possible that she knew it wasn't, but it's just a rule.
She said that that if I was drinking alcohol, I would. What?
What you said.
No, you're serious. She told me after class. So I don't know what happens. Like you said. Robert, you need some coke.
I know you're not supposed to have cheers.
Want to bring some
Well,
alcohol?
it was clear Sprite.
Can I bring alcohol?
No, cheers.
Oh, so
I
it's
think two.
like I mean, it's clearly white.
Well,
Wait, so clear container.
We can have vodka and a little bit of water bottle.
That doesn't make sense to me. That's the mark. That's like the reason they put in the rule, right? But it's stupid because
Like you could even put like Jack Daniels in there and say sweet tea. Something like that.
We can
I
only have
mean,
one.
we could smell it, but yeah.
But a teacher's gonna go, oh, let me smoke a sweet tea.
I mean, it's nobody's gonna say you smell your sweet tea,
well, yeah, mine did.
but
Sweet tea?
it's pretty obvious. Like alcohol has an odor that extends beyond just the person that's doing it. So like you can smell it. We had some people who had been drinking coming to the haunted house. You could smell it. Like it was very.
Who was it?
I didn't know. I didn't know that.
The best flavor?
But yes, the rule is because the very thing that it is supposed to prevent is drinking. I mean, there are alcohols that don't have odor. We don't know what it's in the water. I mean, they could. They could say we didn't work if they wanted to, but they're not going to. Well, it looks like so.
How's this one looking? Yeah, that's it.
I got water pushing in your face.
Honestly, I just like
Oh, wow.
this sketch. This feels like sketch. He's not
Why was that for you?
like that.
You know what, Robert? Tell me.
Now, what do you get?
So,
I don't know.
just go.
I had that idea. Honestly, man, I literally had Sprite in it and like Smarties. Yeah.
Rick is busy.
Who
Who are we missing? See, Nathan is cross country. Who else are we missing?
Can I go put lean in my cup?
Huh?
Can I go put lean in my cup?
Yes, it was better.
Can I go put lean in my cup? Can I go put water in my cup?
You may go put water in your cup.
Can I go use the restroom? Like that codeine in there.
What?
Can I go use the restroom?